Today I'm going to be looking at tips to crafting a compelling statement of purpose. And this video, I decided to make this video in two forms. So today I'm going to be talking about the tips, everything you need to know. And in my next video, I'm going to tell you the structure of a statement of purpose. So for context, a statement of purpose, also known as personal statement, also known as research statement, also known as statement of interest, statement of research. There are different terminologies that could be used to, describe it. It's just an essay that you write to tell why you should be admitted to a school or why you should get a scholarship. So it could take different forms. So I'm going to be merging the tips you need to be aware of when writing a standard or a compelling statement of purpose for admissions or scholarship. Now there are 5 things you need to be aware of when you want to write your statement of purpose. Your statement of purpose is your ability to tell your story in a simple and compelling manner so that whoever reads it will be happy to want to admit you or give you what you are looking for. So it's your chance to sell your value. And so you shouldn't take it lightly when writing your statement of purpose. Now, 95% of the time, why you are not admitted or given a scholarship is because of your statement of purpose. If you're able to crack this code, then you are nearly there or you're almost at the point of your breakthrough. Today, I'm going to be telling you the questions you need to have at the back of your mind when you want to write your statement of purpose. Now, your statement of purpose needs to answer 5 questions. Number 1, why you? Why should you be given admission or why should you be given scholarship among every other applicant? Remember that some scholarships have thousands and millions of people all over the world globally applying for the same scholarship. So why should they single you out? Some of the scholarships have specific numbers that they want to admit. And so if they are looking at 100 people globally, why should you be among the 100 people? Are you among the top 100 people in the world? Why should we give it to you? That's number 2. Why have you chosen to study this course? Why this course? Why no other course? Number 3 is why this school? Now they're going to give a scholarship to a school. Why did you choose that school? Why is the school the one that you have to? What is special about the school? What is special about this scholarship to you? Another one is what are your long-term goals? How will this scholarship help you achieve any of your long-term goals? Because most times the scholarship would be like a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So we want to see what your long-term goals are, if it aligns with what the scholarship is going to offer you. And then the last but not the least is certain questions that are related to the scholarship or admission. So sometimes they will ask you certain questions that they want you to address. So some scholarship will have their own essay that would say, okay, you must be able to tell us something about your leadership potential. Like if you go to any scholarship website, they will tell you, they'll give you like a list of questions in addition to your personal statement, and some of them just put them together. So if there are any specific questions to the scholarship, then your personal statement needs to answer all of these. So when you have this question in mind, it will help you like structure your question, to help you structure your personal statement to address each of these questions. And once you're able to like address each of these questions, then you're almost there. You're almost 100% or halfway through, writing a compelling statement of purpose. Number 1 tip that you need to be aware of when, crafting or drafting your statement of purpose is that you have to be authentic. Like you have to be real. That is why it is called personal statement, research statement. Like this is peculiar to you. So you have to be authentic. Like there's no point, like if you want me to give you like a template for writing a statement of purpose, I can just give it to you. But what I say in my own statement of purpose might not be peculiar to you. So you have to be authentic. You have to be willing to share your own story. You have to be able to tell your personal experience. So it's not about waiting for a template for you to be able to like copy or using ChatGPT or getting something online. Yeah, you can get like a structured statement of purpose that can like point you in the right direction, but it still has to be relatable. If somebody reads it, how would they know that this is specific to you? There are some things that are particular to you, maybe the country you are from, maybe your chosen course. There are so many things that are peculiar to you that nobody else will be able to do. So you have to be willing to, make the statement of purpose relatable, specific, authentic, personal, like something special, so that they will be willing to invest in you. Because the scholarship board, they want to see potentials, right? But they want to see originality as well. So if you just write what every other person is writing, they might just read it and just straight they will like, there's nothing special about you, about this person. So you want to make the reader want to read more about you. So there has to be something special. Like growing up in a developing country like Nigeria, I was faced with myriad of blah 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 blah. So something special that nobody else can draft. It has to be authentic and relatable. So this means that you have to understand yourself, you have to understand your background, you have to personalize your SOP, you have to make it peculiar to you. And that takes me to the second point, which is have a master SOP. Now, depending on how many schools you want to apply for, you may need to apply to different schools that will have different requirements, different SOPs, maybe admission for scholarship. So it's important that you have like a master SOP that encompasses everything about you, your accomplishments, your educational background, your future goals, like one that has like a holistic view of your personality. And then you now have to tailor it to the specific program. Now, if you are applying for a project management course and you're applying for a finance-based course, like you cannot use the same SOP. Yeah, they may have some similarities, but we don't expect you to use the same SOP because it has to be tailored. It has to be specific to the course and to what you're doing. So it's important that you have like a master SOP and then you're able to personalize each SOP to suit the application, whether it's for admission or scholarship or the requirements of the SOP. It's important that you personalize it and you make it real and tailored, properly tailored and aligned to the specific admission or scholarship that you need. The third thing that you need to do to craft a compelling SOP is to be ready to sell your achievements. Like your SOP is your chance to tell your story. Don't be too humble to showcase your achievements. Like sell your story. Tell us everything that you did in school. Now, achievement here is about impact. Now, academic excellence is good. You had the first class, that's good. But what were the things that you did that led to academic excellence? Okay, maybe you were part of a research group, you contributed to research projects which influence the economic decision in your department, in your country. You were part of a community project. You contributed to educating people about climate change. What are your achievements? Like in school, I did multiple volunteering. Like in school, I volunteered for different projects, conferences. I was part of different conferences. I wrote some research papers. Sell your achievements. Like because if you don't sell your achievement, we don't know what you can do. We've not seen you before, so we need you to be able to tell your story. So you have to be proud of yourself and be willing to sell your story in a convincing manner. And that takes me to the next point, which is that your essay must be coherent, it must be clear, it must be concise. Like whenever a reader reads it, it should be clear what you are saying. You don't need to beat around the bush. You're going to mention most scholarships will have a word count, maybe 1,000 word count, 1,500 word count, 500 word count. So in the short space that you have to tell your story, you have to have a well-structured essay, which I'll talk about in my next video. Now, the fifth one is for you to talk about your long-term goals. It is important that you are clear on your long-term goals, on your future goals. Now, like I said earlier, likely the scholarship is a gap between where you are and where you want to be. Okay, so like during my time, I talked about how I'd want to be maybe a finance minister or someone that is contributing to the finance space, either in a corporate environment or in a governmental environment. That is where I see myself. Now, where am I now? I was just a BSc holder. I lacked some skills and I lacked some experience that would help me to get to where I want. So my future goal is to be a finance minister. But where I am now, I can't get there. So this scholarship or this admission would be the bridge, would be that push that I need to get to where I want to be. So now you need to demonstrate your future goals, which has to be clear. Because if you don't know what your future goals are, then why are you taking the course? Why should we give you the admission? Like, why do you want the scholarship? So remember I talked about some questions that your scholarship must answer. Now, in the course of talking about your achievement, you are already answering the why you, and you'd also be able to answer the why the course because it aligns with your future goals. You also be able to talk about why the scholarship. You also talk about any questions that may have been asked in the scholarship. So these are questions that you'll be able to like embed in your story to give you like a logical, to have a logical flow so that people can want to read and invest in you. Now, do not see a personal statement as a waste of time, because people that want to spend millions of pounds or dollars or naira on you need to be sure that you are worth it. So it is worth taking your time to write it. And the thing is that if you have a master SOP, it's really easy to like tailor your SOP to whatever course or whatever scholarship you are doing. So it's good to have like a holistic SOP, like I said earlier, that has your whole story, your entire story, your life history, and your life goals, and so that you can now like tailor it to what the specific course that you or a scholarship you're applying for. So if you are able to identify a clear future goal. You don't have to beat around the bush. You must be certain of where you want to be. And if you're not certain, you have to come up with something, because if they see that you don't know where you are headed to, then they may be skeptical about investing in you. So you need to research what's the future career of someone in your field is, so that you can say, oh, this is where I see myself, if you don't know where you see yourself. Well, if you say you don't know where this scholarship will lead you to, but you know that it's going to take you to somewhere good, that doesn't sound convincing. They'll likely not want to give you admission or scholarship. So you need to be able to tell the story in a convincing and clear manner, so that the the board members, the people reviewing the scholarship or admission, will be willing to invest in you. In summary, sell your value, not your problem. The fact that you may be having financial constraints now does not mean that you should talk about, oh, I'm very from a poor family. My parents did not go to school. I'm the first person in my parents in my family to go to school. Yeah, those are like, those are like justifiable reasons why you should be giving. But why would they just give you because you are poor? We have to see that there's something about you that would change the world, change your community, change your entire family, that would make us want to invest in you. So sell your value. Yes, you're from a poor country, but you have been able to do this, and this. So maybe make sure that you're selling your achievements and your future goals, so that it will be worth investing in and not your problem. So leave your problem aside. Maybe you just mention it vaguely, or emphasize more of the value and the impact you will contribute to the immediate community, to the world globally, so that you can be worth investing in. And I think this is like a summary of important themes that you need to be aware of when drafting a compelling SOP. In my next video, I'm going to talk about how to structure your SOP, logically structure, maybe the introduction, everything that your SOP has to have in the right manner, so that you can be considered for admission or scholarship. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.